Listen, we're going to be a very, very good football team. And the thing is that for the last couple of years, we played a lot of young guys. We played 21 freshmen 2 years ago that actually traveled and played a lot of football for us. That was out of necessity, especially on the defensive line. Last year, there were 16 freshmen, which is kind of unheard of 2 years in a row to have that many freshmen traveling, playing, contributing. But at the same time, they've gained so much experience. So it gives me so much excitement to think about, what kind of a team we can be when you sprinkle in some of our fifth-year guys that are coming back, like Dewey Jarvis and Sammy Russell and Tommy Kuchke, Clay Eubanks. We're going to have a really good football team. And on the offensive side, I think we can be very, very explosive. If you watched our spring game, you saw that we were able to run the ball and throw the ball, a lot of play action. So I think we're in for a real treat this fall. Stay healthy, and we have an opportunity to be a high-scoring offense. Well, I think that's the one thing that we have that you may not have seen in the spring game, because we were missing quite a few players, especially on the defensive line, like Grant Varner, Zach Genoway, Dewey Jarvis, Tommy Kuchke. And when you combine that with our defense, the strength is going to be on our defensive line. There might be as many as 8 guys that we're going to be able to rotate in on the defensive line. Some of them, are going to be sophomores and juniors, so we're still fairly young on the defensive line. On the back end, I'm excited about it because, when you have a guy like Terrell Smith, who's a big physical corner, and I think he could be a shutdown corner and possibly a pro prospect, along with Sebastian Dovey, who got a lot of playing time last year. And inside, the quarterback of the defense being Connor Coughlin, that back end of the defense can be very, very good. The middle of the defense, that second level, is where we probably have the biggest concerns because we're replacing so many very, very good players. But I think that Isaiah Tompkins, and we've moved Jordan Anderson over from outside backer to inside backer. Add Jay Williams, who's had a lot of playing time and will be an outside backer for us. And Josh Green, who played a lot of football for us last year. That, it's just a matter of having a strong front end and a strong back end that I think that, with time, that the middle part of our defense is just going to gel and be very good. I'm excited about that. I love James Perry. I love the Perry family and what they did for Brown football. I think that James Perry put us right back on the map and being one of the best quarterbacks ever in the Ivy League history. And I think that he's an outstanding offensive mind. Now he has a chance to be a head coach at Bryant, and we'll open up on September 16th with the Bryant Bulldogs visiting our stadium. So we're excited about that. And listen, we're not going to be nice to James. We can be nice after the game, we can be nice before the game, but that's one thing that we put that date as the number one priority for us to get started on the right foot, is to be able to go out there and win that football game. So it's going to be very, very important. But James is a big part of our Brown football family, and he loves Brown, and so this will make that game a little more interesting year in and year out. Oh, listen, it didn't take us long to, when they said that we had this opportunity to play at Fenway Park on November 10th. Not only is it going to be on national TV, but it's going to be an iconic park like Fenway. I think this is just something that's special for not only our players, coaches, but for our alumni as well, to be able to play a football game in such an iconic stadium like Fenway Park. So, it's the first time in probably a long time that people are not asking when the Harvard game or where the Harvard game is. It's now, when is that game at Fenway? And, we can't wait to get tickets for that. So we're looking forward to it. And the tough part of it is that, we got to wait a long time before that game comes along. And we got a lot of work ahead of us. So, it'll start with the Bryant Bulldogs, and then we can move in and go after Harvard and get ourselves on our way. So that makes that game, one of the premier games for a championship. Yeah, it's been one of the most special times for me is that, to be able to share his 4 years of college together, to see him every day, to see him grow, to see him be in such a unique environment here at Brown and be able to thrive like he has, both academically and athletically. It's special. I mean, I wouldn't trade that opportunity for anything. I'm not sure Brett's going to look at it the same way. He's probably thinking, I got to see Dad every day. I thought college I'd get away from him, but I think he's looked at it and it's been very special for him as well. And for us to share his time in college has been special for us. And I know that he cherishes every moment he has here at Brown. And I'm looking forward to his future and how successful he's going to be once he gets out into the real world. It means a great deal of enthusiasm for our guys to have a locker room that is a showcase. At one point I didn't want to put equipment in here. I just loved the way this thing looks. It's a showcase locker room that's going to help us in recruiting, but it's also something that they deserve for the hard work that they put in to be able to come into a place like this, that they can kind of say, this is important, Brown football is important, and it shows through our alumni and the great donations that to make this come all to fruition. It's easy to motivate our guys now to be able to go out to practice and knowing that they're going to come back in, they're going to have a hot shower and a nice locker room to come in and a great environment for them. The biggest thing that you got to understand is that our guys are in here for, not just for the change and go out to practice. This now becomes an area where they can gather, can communicate, they can study, and it's a good social area for them as well. So we're excited about this, and we're very, very thankful to John Barrelson and our many, many donors that made this all come together.